everybody, this is Keith here of Euphoria Pictures. Welcome back to my channel. Right folks, so for this video I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the 4K picture for my latest pickup that I got for the Ring collection. Now when I say reviewing the 4K, I'm mostly fixated on the original. But I am going to briefly talk about the 4K transfers on the sequels, but it was the original that I was genuinely excited to see on 4K. I'm a huge fan of it. The other two were just simply an added bonus. I honestly couldn't remember the movies. I wasn't even sure if I enjoyed them, but look, I'll get more into that very soon. Now before I do anything folks, I just want to do a big shout out once again to the lads over at HD Movie Source, Carl and Mark. Thank you so much for sending this my way. And what I'm going to do folks is I'm going to leave a link in the description below, and if you are looking for a good outlet to pick up American releases like this, I can't think of a better place than HD Movie Source. And like I always say in my videos, reach out to them if you do go over, and I promise you they will look after you in terms of price, like they always do with myself. So again, Mark and Carl, thank you so much for this. Right, so on to The Ring. So if you're not particularly aware of the movie, which I can't imagine there's many of you out there, but it basically stars Naomi Watts. She comes across this videotape, and when you watch this tape, you basically have 7 days to live. And that's exactly what she does. She watches the tape in this, and the whole movie then becomes this kind of investigation, her trying to track down the origins of the videotape and how it became to be. It is fantastically eerie, this movie, and it's just full of so much atmosphere, so much dread, and you will be on the edge of your seat from start to finish when you watch it. That opening sequence gets me every single time, and the ending as well. Need I say any more? If you know, you know. A wonderful movie, and I honestly can't praise it enough. Now the sequel to it, my advice to you folks is don't do what I done. I watched The Ring and then The Ring 2 back to back. It just doesn't work. It really does not work, and it's mainly to do with how the actual movies look, how they were shot. Again, I'll get more into that now very soon. But the second one, it just felt like this very generic, bland horror movie. It was just your typical kind of demonic possession, where Naomi Watts does return in this, the child as well. And basically the bulk of the movie is Samara kind of possessing the young child. Very boring. I've seen it 101 times before. It's not terrible. It's not terrible, but my God, when you stack it up against the original, there's only one winner. And then you've got Rings. Oh my God. I honestly could not remember that movie from start to finish, and I'm starting to understand why I didn't. They really tried to add to the lore of the Rings movies, but they don't explain it all that well. Like, there's one segment in it where it actually opens up quite well. The first 20-30 minutes of the movie is quite brilliant. But there's a scene in it where one of the main girl in this kind of sits down and she watches the tape, and then all of a sudden it changes. And they don't really explain, well, they do explain it, but it's a very lazy excuse to why it changes. And I felt the movie to be just a real drag. Myself, I was just looking at my partner when we were watching it. The two of us were trying our best to stay awake. It was just an absolute bore fest, and it just didn't have the atmosphere or the eeriness that the original had. So yeah, unfortunately the sequels weren't particularly all that impressive, but like I said, I was mainly getting this for the original movie on 4K. I think Scream Factory knew what they were doing when it came to this box set, you know, not releasing the movies individually, because I think they knew that people wouldn't pick up the sequels to it. But look, I'm happy to have them, and I will give them a rewatch again, and hopefully, you never know, they might grow on me. Now when it comes to its special features, you know you're going to be looked after, because it being a Scream Factory release. There are so many featurettes in here. You've got countless interviews as well. Not only that, but I'm almost certain the second movie, you do get a theatrical cut and an unrated cut as well. But unfortunately, it's only on the Blu-ray. I've seen that so many times now, and I really wish they would put a stop to it. Right folks, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you around this box set, give you a close look at it, and then I'm going to come back and share my thoughts on the 4K transfers. So yeah, let's get to it. Right, so here we go, the Ring collection. So the first thing I just wanted to quickly comment on is the box itself. Nice, hard, rigid box, which is always great to see. It also has this beautiful high gloss finish to it as well. And I really like the colour scheme on it. That green and black, I think it looks beautiful. And of course, you got that iconic shot of her coming out of the TV, and you'll also notice there's kind of an eyeball on the screen itself. And then you've got the Ring collection on top, and 4K and Blu-ray as well. So yes, I do like the newly commissioned artwork on this. Yeah, big fan of it. So that is the main artwork. I'll take it then to the spine of it. And you'll see it's the same kind of artwork on the top of it there. And then right around to the back, and you've simply got a write-up of all 3 movies there. And you got a couple of stills as well. And of course, just a close look at some of your technical aspects there as well. And it just goes without saying, folks, but the Blu-rays inside this are Region A locked. But as you know, the 4K releases are region free. And that is the 3 movies inside, nestled in very comfortably. And maybe just a little too comfortable. Right, open it up. So we will start with The Ring. And it is the original artwork that we all know and love. As you can see, Naomi Watts there in between the lettering. And then, of course, you got the well. And again, that colour scheme, that iconic colour scheme for The Ring. Before you die, you see. And that's the spine of it. And then right around to the back. And again, you just have a simple write-up. That is your special features. Quite a bit on it. And of course, you got the credits down there on the bottom as well. And then I will open it up, and you will notice the Blu-ray on the left-hand side, and then your 4K on the right. And always great to see different disc artwork on each disc itself. So there you go, folks. That's a quick look at The Ring. Put that to a side. Let's get on with The Ring 2. And I actually prefer this artwork over the first one. There's something very creepy and very sinister looking about it. But as you can see, it's simply black and white. And you've got the girl again on the cover. Fear comes full circle. So to show you the spine of this one. And then right around to the back. And it is much the same again. And I'll take us in close and let you have a look at the special features on this one. And I will flip it open and... oh, got a rattler. Let me put that back in. There we go. So that is your 2 discs, and again, different disc artwork, sorry. So that is The Ring 2, and all that's left to show is rings, and look at that. That's actually quite a good scene in the movie. It's probably my favourite scene in it. We just didn't get enough of it. And then it says, evil is reborn, rings. So that is the main artwork on this one. Then I'll quickly show you the spine of this. And right around to the back, and again, just like the other 2, it's all done the exact same way. The writing's on the top right corner, special features over in the far left. And I'll take you in close and let you have a look at them. So there you have it, and open it up, and that is your Blu-ray and your 4K disc. So there you have it, folks. That is everything that's inside this release of the Ring collection. And really am a fan of that newly commissioned artwork, and it's that added bonus of getting the hard rigid box with it. Right, so on to the 4K transfer. So my biggest concern when it came to The Ring was its colour palette. Now, if you're aware of the movie, you have to know that the colour palette has this green and grey tint to it. And I was worried that they were going to remove it on the 4K release. And trust me, you do not want that happening, because if they do, they are taking away all its atmosphere and eeriness to it as well. But I'm happy to report that it's still there. It is completely intact. As a matter of fact, it's more refined now because of Dolby Vision. And I'm not kidding you, folks. It adds so much to that movie. It is absolutely incredible, this 4K transfer. And speaking of those Dolby Vision colours, for the most part, the movie almost feels black and white. Other than its tint. There is not much colour to it whatsoever. As a matter of fact, there is one scene where you see a bit of blood. And when you see it, you're kind of like, oh, wow. We do get a bit of colour in this movie. But trust me when I say take nothing away from it. It just adds so much to this movie. The black levels, they are so unbelievably deep and dark. And without any sign of crushing whatsoever. And the contrast and the whites in particular look incredible without any kind of sign of blooming either. It is a phenomenal looking 4K transfer. There is so much fine detail to be seen across the board on this one. It has a lovely light grain structure to it as well. I don't think grain haters are going to have any trouble whatsoever with this release. It is... I couldn't think of a better transfer to set the mood to a movie as perfectly as the 4K transfer does in this box set. And if you haven't checked it out, trust me, you need to. It is quite special. Now, when it comes to part 2, it couldn't be any more different in terms of 4K transfers. Gone is that green tint, and instead you get a very colourful looking movie. And the Dolby Vision excels on this release. It looks beautifully vibrant, but that's where the problem is. Because that green tint is gone, you're taking so much away in terms of atmosphere. And that's what I was talking about in this video. Do not watch part 1 and 2 back to back. Trust me when I say you are not helping yourselves one bit. And that's why I'm kind of intrigued to check out the second one again on its own without seeing the first one before it. So yes, it's a beautifully colourful looking movie. Just like the first movie, there is so much fine detail. The grain is very light, beautifully consistent as well. It's a fantastic transfer, but again, it just doesn't feel the same. It really doesn't, and it hampers this movie. Now, when it comes to rings, it's almost like a combination of the two. I kid you not. That green tint that we've seen on the ring is back. But it's not there all the time, but it is there, and it's a welcome return. It adds quite a bit to this movie. And then, of course, you get those beautiful, vibrant colours that you've seen on the ring too. It is a phenomenal looking 4K transfer, just like the other two. So much fine detail to be seen across the board here, whether it's facial details, clothing textures, interiors, exteriors of buildings. I think you're going to be massively impressed by it. And the blacks are beautifully deep as well, which is a good thing when it comes to movies like this. Amazing shadow detail, incredible contrast. You are going to have no complaints whatsoever when it comes to any of these transfers. But if you were to ask me what is my favourite of the three, I still have to go with the original. It's funny to think the oldest one is still the best looking one, but trust me, when you see it, you will understand. It is absolutely spectacular. Now, when it comes to the audio, the first two movies come with a DTS 5.1 audio. The third one has a 7.1. So unfortunately, no Dolby Atmos or DTS X. And I have to tell you, my least impressive was The Ring. I couldn't believe how front heavy that movie was. It's not particularly active, and your rear channels are there for more kind of ambient sounds. Where the other two movies are quite active, very immersive, and there's a nice bit of separation with your speakers for both of them movies. But if I had to pick what my favourite of the three is, it's definitely Rings. There's just so much more going on in terms of its audio. But I don't think you're going to have too many complaints when it comes to the two sequels. I just wish there was a bit more in terms of activity when it came to the first one. But look, it can't be helped. It is what it is. So there you have it, folks. That is my review of the Ring collection. And in terms of picture quality and sound, it is quite impressive, particularly on the picture side. I don't think you're going to have any complaints whatsoever. I just wish the movies were a bit more enjoyable in terms of the sequels themselves. But I'm still very happy to have them in my collection. So there you have it, folks. So as per usual, if you did like what you see here, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you could do, leave a comment down below. And please do share your thoughts on these movies. And what did you think of its transfers? And yeah, I hope to see you all again real soon with my next video. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.